Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady and Principal Owner of Everett Tax Solutions, where we help you win the tax game. I even feel odd saying this. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, and when you tune into my show, you'll hear topics important to the home biz community. I really feel odd saying that because I have not been on in quite a while. Why? Because your girl has been burned out, okay? But first, before I go there and get with the content, I've got to share something with you. So, my latest accomplishment, I have become a certified tax coach. There we go, trying to get the glare out of the way. So I'm really excited that the plaque finally came. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I completed the coursework and now I have a new designation. So I'm really excited about that and glad that's happened. But now let us get down with what I really want to talk about today. So the last, couple of months has been really tough. Just with the way that the tax season was going. We already know that the last two tax seasons have been very tough. We're expecting the upcoming season when we filed for 2021 to be just as tough. But I have been moving at a breakneck pace for quite some time. And I want to say, probably for about the last almost 5 years, I have been really moving at a breakneck pace. And sometimes you just hit a wall, because, with the way that the tax season was changing, the extended tax dates, it took that normal downtime and just kind of tossed it out of the window. It did. And then with this year, there were so many erroneous letters that the IRS wound up sending out that increased our workload as well. So in other words, it was a hot mess. Did we hire help? Yes, we hired help, and it was still very overwhelming because, it would be one thing if it was just, my tax business was just my focus, but I'm also a wife, I'm also a mom. And if just in case you haven't noticed, kids really don't care whether it's tax season or not. When they want their mama or their dad, they want their mom or their dad. It's just the way it is. So, so we still had life things that were still happening. This year, my education piece was in overdrive. Like right now, I have 157 continuing education hours. Now, before you jump out and go, oh my God, that is so cool. No, it is very ghetto. I do not recommend. Part of that was because I purchased a course last year during the heat of tax season or soon thereafter and completely forgot about it. So I couldn't let those hours go to waste. And then just some of the other stuff that I wanted to do. So it was a lot of continuing education hours, and the year is still not over. There's still updates that still have to be done. So while my goal is always to have a minimum of 100 continuing credit hours per year, I completely lost my mind in 2021. We won't be doing that again going forward because it's really too much. Have I learned a lot? Oh, you betcha. Definitely have. But at the end of the day, that was still overkill. So no, I do not recommend that to anyone. And I will be trying my level best to never do that again. But the thing about it is, and the reason I want to talk about burnout is because, and especially as business owners, we will work ourselves into the ground just so we don't have to go work for someone else, right? We will burn the candle at both ends, through the middle, up the sides, all of those things, just so that we can maintain and grow our business. But I'm here to tell you that that's really not what you're supposed to do. And I always try to be very transparent as a business owner because I don't ever want you to think while you're watching me like, oh, she's got it all together. But the truth is that every business owner has peaks Every business owners have valleys, and I don't care who you are, what industry you're in. And sometimes it's self-imposed, like it's just that little bit at a time, and then you look up and oh my gosh, there's this tsunami of things. So we have to be very careful with how we're growing, and growing too fast is a thing. In 2021, I can honestly say that we grew a little too fast. A little too fast, meaning I budgeted for a 25% growth, and we wound up almost doubling. So even though I had hired help, I wasn't expecting as big of a leap as we got. And so, somebody listening to this would go, oh my God, that is such a good piece, a good problem to have. Technically, yes, that sounds really good. The execution of it, though, is something completely different, because while we did experience that growth, while we did experience the increase in revenue, I also made some costly mistakes. And so it's, so there was a lot in there. So, you still have to make that time to not only work in your business, but work on your business, but also work on you. You have to be able to pull back and, and regroup and, and rejuvenate yourself. And, like, how do you know that you are burning out? Like, how do you know? Because like a lot of us don't know we're burning out until we're burned out, right? And so the first thing is, if you're really not keeping your same schedule, right? Like most people who have known me for a while, have been following me for a while, know I keep a pretty strict schedule. But when that schedule starts to be set in jello and you're not doing the things that you're supposed to do and you're not able to really follow the plan, that's a sign that you're burning out. When you start making mistakes and you're starting to have service failures, that's a sign that you're burning out. If you find that the only thing you're doing is working, like you're not having any fun at any time whatsoever, you're probably burning out. And so you have to, as a business owner, we have to be aware. And sometimes it takes someone outside of us to point out, hey, you probably need to have a seat, right? And it's good if you have those people in your lives that tell you, you know what, we think you're doing too much here. And it's not, and of course, make sure you're careful of who you're getting that advice from, because we're not talking about just random folk, people who really know you and know who has your best interest at heart. When those people are reaching out to you and saying, hey, you know what, I think you're doing too much here. And so it's really good to take time to step back and really just evaluate what's going on in your life and in your business. COVID is still happening. The effects of COVID are still happening for a lot of people, whether it's in life or business. People have experienced deaths. And even though the death is over, the business end of death is still lingering, right? You have people, people who are recovering from business. You still have kids. Like for us, the first part of this year, we didn't have a school bus, right? And so suddenly I was losing an hour and a half of my life in the morning taking my daughter to school, and an hour and a half in the afternoon picking her up from school. And you can only be so productive in a day, just trying to sit there and take calls and such while I'm waiting in the line and all of those things, all of that's too much. It was just all too much. And so I've been quiet and haven't been able to really shoot my videos because I've been exhausted. And I know this is therapeutic because, y'all know I don't be sitting up here crying on videos, but it's just been a lot. So I really had to take some time out. And I'll be taking more time out the end of December to really just evaluate everything in my business, all the things that I'm doing. whether it's the number of clients I have, whether it's pricing, all the different activities where I'm spending my money, looking at everything. And then whatever really isn't serving my life or serving my business has got to go. And that's a part of growth as a business owner. Business changes as it grows. What you could do in your first couple years, you might not be able to do in your next couple years. Everett Tax Solutions will be turning 5 at the end of January. And so, so you just have to evaluate and when you're evaluating things, you gotta take the emotion out of it. You really gotta look at what is your return on your investment. I love doing my videos, so my videos will definitely stay. I love that because it gives me the opportunity to share with you. And it's also therapeutic for me because all that stuff that's in my head, it needs to get out somewhere, right? So my videos will definitely stay. Maybe I'm not on every day. I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I just know I just need to reevaluate, all of my business, every aspect of my business, and then make decisions from there. And it's, the decisions based on the numbers is not just emotion. We have to be able to step away from the emotion part and really make intelligent decisions about our businesses. So I just wanted to share that with you, about the burnout, because it's been hard in the tax and accounting industry. As the industry as a whole has endured a lot over the last couple of years. There have been a lot of tax professionals who have retired. They've sold their tax practices. They're sipping on, fruity drinks, on the beaches of the world right now because they've had enough. And so, so I'm just sharing that with you because that's just how challenging it has been. This has not been a cakewalk by any stretch of the imagination, but every business goes through these challenging times. Every business owner goes through these challenging times. And I will always share with you from that authentic place because there's too many people out here making you think entrepreneurship is just where it's at and this is the only life for you and all this other stuff. They're not talking about the sleepless nights, when your brain doesn't shut off, when you're working for months and months on end and there's no end in sight. It happens to every business owner. I don't care what level of business that you're in. And if you don't know that, when it hits you, it's like a ton of bricks. But just by making this video, I hope it helps to increase your awareness of what's going on in your business. And so if you're looking around in your business and you're not having any fun anymore, you probably need to take a break. If you love what you do, and I know y'all looking at me like, how can you love this tax thing? I do. I love my tax thing, y'all. But when you get to the point where you're just not really loving it, you probably just need to take a break. And, and that doesn't always, it's not always convenient for people, right? Because your clients are like, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. And the sky is falling for them. That doesn't mean in the big picture that the sky is falling, right? So we have to prioritize those things. And, it's, just sometimes it can be a lot. So I wanted to come on and share that with you. And so again, maybe this is going to help somebody, to be okay with taking a step back from their businesses and just be for a second and, really exhale, decompress, and give yourself time to think and process thoughts and feelings and all of those things. There are people who have experienced deaths that have not even had the opportunity to mourn them yet just because things have been moving so fast. I was one of those people that just hadn't had time to mourn yet because everything was moving so fast and at such an accelerated pace. There wasn't time. So so I'm not gonna keep rambling forever, but I really hope that this helps you out. I have a great friend. Her name is Leah Pinelli. And one of the things that she talked about, is that rejuvenation piece. You have to find what rejuvenates you. It's not the same for everybody. For some people, going to get a pedicure and a massage and all of that is rejuvenating. For some people, it's not. For some people, going on vacation is rejuvenating. For some people, it's not. You have to find the thing that fills your cup and do that. And it just may not look like everybody else's. So you can check out Leah Pinelli. She has this thing where you can, I forgot what the survey is called. If I think about it, I will put the link in the comments when I find it. But if not, you can check her out. Great lady. And yeah, but you got to back away. You got to take time to decompress. You have to take time to think and really make good decisions for your business going forward. Okay. So thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble. I will be back soon. I still got some things to do. One of the things that, before I forget, one of the things that I heard Steve Harvey say that has resonated with me since, he said, if you want everything you touch to turn to gold, stop touching everything, right? So that may be, you might be touching too many things. It's causing you burnout too. Doing too much. Okay. So thank you guys so much for listening. I really hope this helps somebody. And help you be okay with being tired and burnt out, and let you know it is okay to step back, take a break. And sometimes chips are going to have to fall. Will you lose clients? Yeah, but you'll find new ones. Okay. So I hope that helps you. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.